Year 4 Griffins, Mr. Bell here, just to explain what we are going to be doing in our topic this half term. Our new topic is Road Trip USA. Quite nice because we're now moving on to a geography topic. We've done a lot of history throughout this year, and this is one of our first geography topics that we're looking at, all about the United States of America. We're going to explore where that is, we'll do a little bit of map work around the states of America, and then we'll explore some of those different places. So we'll have a look at some of those cities, and again we'll look at that on a map and then make some comparisons between the USA and the UK, because obviously some things are shared, and you will probably have seen some of those things that are shared. A lot of the culture in terms of movies and music is quite similar, but then we'll also have a think about some of those things that are different. We will do a little bit of history, and we will look at the Native Americans, and we'll have a little bit of think about their culture as well and where that came from, because that will be a really interesting part of our topic. And then if you would like to earn a few dojos, if you want to do a little bit of home learning, what I'd like you to do is to do a little bit of research into someone important from America. Now on my board, I've got some important people, including Martin Luther King, Barack Obama, we've got Amelia Earhart and Rosa Parks. So you may choose to do those, or you can choose to do one of your own. If you produce a little bit of research, however you want, you can do it as a PowerPoint, a poster, a leaflet, a poster. It is up to you. But if you bring that in to me and Miss Lavender, we will be giving you some dojos, because it'd be lovely to see you doing some work at home as well, Griffins. See you later.
Hi everyone, so in year 4 this term in English we are going to be focusing our writing on a book called Kidnapped on the California Comet. This links really closely with our North America road trip topic, and we will be exploring and researching lots of different American cities, and we'll be using our research skills to make fact files and posters about that. We will also be writing in the past tense, which is something that we're really focusing on this term when we do our postcards and diary entries from our characters' perspectives. So a little task that you could do to really expand your knowledge is to choose an American state and do a bit of a research poster fact file about that at home.
Hi Year 4 Griffins, Mr. Bell here, just to explain some of the things we are going to be doing in maths this half term. So we already started our fractions topic just at the end of last half term, and we are going to be moving forward with that. And in a second I'm just going to show you one of our main things that is going to be adding and subtracting with fractions. We're also then going to be moving on to looking at some decimals this half term, and kind of looking at the combination between and how we go from fractions into decimals, and looking to those connections that we will see moving forward. And as always, we'll of course be working on our times tables, big thing in year 4 of course, and we'll be carrying on with that as well. So looking at fractions, first of all we have got adding fractions. Now as a little reminder, with our fractions we've obviously got our numerator over the denominator, and that's something that we're going to be using that terminology going all the way through this half term. When I'm looking at adding fractions, first of all I've got 1/5 add 3/5. Now the important thing is not to worry that it is fractions, because actually if we think of this and fifths as being an object, for example it could be 1 apple add 3 apples, it becomes really obvious what our answer is going to be. 1/5 add 3/5 will give us 4/5. We're adding the numerators as long as the denominators are the same. If I had two different denominators, this would not work, and I'd have to change them so that the denominators, the numbers on the bottom, are the same. But because I've got 5s in both denominators, that means I can just add the numerators and the denominator will stay the same. Looking at subtracting fractions again, because my denominators are the same, that means I don't really need to worry about those. That is still going to be in over 8 at the bottom, and then I can just look at my numerators along the top. 7 take away 3 is 4. Now, as that little bit of an extra push on, we'd have a look at that and say, actually, 4/8, we could even look at that and think, actually, we could write that in a more simple way. Something we'll definitely need to start doing as we look towards year 5 and 6. Now I think actually I can divide both the top and bottom by 4, and this is actually 1/2. And that's obviously, if you want to push yourself on to looking at that kind of stuff, that'll be really important as you head into year 5 and 6. Just a little brief overview of one of the things we're going to be doing in maths this half term. See you later, Griffins.